Man, what a convincing win for the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, man, they continue to strut their stuff. You want to talk about a dominant win. No Steph Curry, a no-can-do. The Nuggets, they do not take their foot off of the pedal. They get a dominant win in the second game of the NBA Emirates Cup. This has been an interesting season, to say the least. The Denver Nuggets dominant win. We're going to talk about all that. Talk about Jokic, the start that he is on this year. Jamal Murray, yet another really good game for Jamal. And Valanciunas having a phenomenal game. And then Aaron Gordon, maybe with the highlight of the season. Y'all know what time it is. This is Swipa. Let's get straight into it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back for another episode. This is your boy Swipa. This is coming right after a dominant performance for the Denver Nuggets, man. Just a phenomenal performance. You know, this team has continued to find a way. They continue to find a way to play at a very high level, to continue to play at the best of their ability for stretches. Now, what's funny about this year, and, you know, I'm going to keep tracking this because I think this, for me at least, is really important. The Nuggets this year, in every game they played, in every single game they have played so far this season, do y'all know they have had at least a 12-point lead in every single game they played in? At least a 12-point lead in every single game they played in. Now, the reason why I think that's important is that if you look at this team and you look at how they're constructed, you look at how they're built, they're continuing to find a way to dominate in different ways, finding more people to be involved at different points in time in the game to figure out who they need to accentuate here. And one of the biggest things they're trying to put together is at the starting unit, they've kind of really, they're rounding out into form. They're rounding into form. And they're really finding a lot of ways to be able to play at a very high level. The consistency is getting there. But they're trying to figure out when they do get out of the starter minutes, in particular when Jokic goes to the bench, either at the top of the second quarter or at the end of the first, you know, how do we put a lineup together that allows for the Nuggets to utilize their personnel as best as they can? And if you kind of been paying attention to Adelman, he has really been working with a lot of different lineups. Now, one of the things that they're doing is one of the first subs every game at this point, y'all, is that they're taking out Jamal Murray and they're putting Tim Hardaway Jr. in. They're taking Jamal Murray out. They're putting Tim Hardaway Jr. in, and they're going to this, like, essentially no point guard look where the look is Peyton Watson comes in for Cam Johnson. So you got Tim Hardaway Jr., you got Christian Braun, and then you have Peyton Watson, and then you have Aaron Gordon, and then you have Nikola Jokic. Or they take out Aaron Gordon for Peyton Watson and leave Cam in. And I actually like that because, again, you're trying to give as many ball handlers on the floor to Jokic as possible. But even in the midst of that, they're also really finding ways to continue to play as aggressive of a defensive style as they can. And that's probably one of my biggest takeaways this year, y'all, is that the defensive intensity this year is just drastically different than it's been. Drastically different than it's been over the last few years. And really the 23-24 year, you know, I always harken back to that year because that showed proof of concept. You know, that year, I think the Nuggets, they were 8th in defense in total, but they were 3rd for a large stretch of the year. They had the top 5 rim protection team. They were top 3 in three-point defense that season. And no, they just have continued to just, I think, find ways to utilize Jokic in space, and especially Jokic as like a defensive communicator. And that's probably the thing that I think is one of the most important things is Jokic is having a much better defensive season, but also his defensive communication is better than it's ever been. And because there's like not as much pressure on him as an offensive engine, as a scorer, now he can just play at the nail. That way he doesn't have to be as aggressive, taking as many post-ups as he normally would. And then on top of that, he doesn't have to try every game to go out and score 32, 34 points. in this, and also get 15 assists and also get 16 rebounds. I mean, that was the flow and tempo of last year. The game he just played where he had 33 points, 15 rebounds, and 16 assists and 3 steals. Like, that should be, while we love to see that from Jokic, that shouldn't be a norm that we're getting. It should not be a norm at all from what he's getting from Jokic because, again, that's just the way the team is built now. We don't want you to have to do that on a consistent basis. We want you to be able to not float, but to pick your spots. And right now, Jokic on the season, y'all, is going crazy. If you look at tonight, Jokic had a really good game, really in control. He only played 3 quarters in this game, but he had 26 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, great defensive game, fully in defensive control, 2 offensive rebounds. He was sprinting up and down the court. Him and Draymond were playing their chess match. I mean, again, the thing that really changed Jokic's game, and this is for all the kids that are out there watching this and for all the people playing sports still, like if you're in high school, if you're in college, and even I got a lot of youngins, like even younger than that are watching this, middle school. One of the things that you can really learn from Jokic is that about 4 years ago, but really 3, he became one of the best off-ball players in the sport because what he realized is that bigs can't keep up with me. Now, the thing that he first truly maximized was transition, running in transition constantly because the center is not going to keep up with me. If we get a rebound and I run, I can beat him to a spot and get a cross match. Or if I get the ball, then I can sprint us out, and now we're starting the offense right away. But then one of the second things is what he did is he then said, all right, I'm going to start crossing your face. So if we're playing off the ball, I'm faking like I'm going to come set a screen at the top of the key, and then literally I'll set here, and then the big will kind of soften up. They'll like kind of drop their shoulders a little bit, and Jokic will literally just sprint by their face, and then he'll get a layup or a dunk off that action. And so then teams started to adjust. Now he's not really doing that. But what's happening is his off-ball mentality, okay, here's the leverage point for where the ball is. So I'm literally just going to keep moving and finding the open spot. And every time somebody drives, he finds the window either going to the basket, in the mid-range area, or at the three-point line. And if you look at Jokic shooting this year, man, like he's going insane, y'all. Like the numbers for Jokic right now are like truly like crazy. He's currently so far, he's shooting about 81% from the rim in the short mid-range area. So the rim all the way to the 6-foot area, the 10-foot area, almost like that area, he's shooting 81%. And then from the area from 10 to 15 feet, which is your free throw line area, he's shooting 61.5%. And he's shooting 33% on 3 from the year, but he's shooting 42% from 3, y'all, since opening night. And he's shooting 41% right above the break from 3. He's shooting 45% on the right wing, and then only shooting 36% right now from the left wing. But again, a lot of those, I think, we're all just kind of in the same mesh point versus the Golden State Warriors. So it's really the off-ball stuff. It's just the pace, it's the control, it's the off-ball stuff. It's that simple. Pace, control, moving off the ball. He's done phenomenal with that. It's made this team so much better. Jamal Murray tonight was excellent. A lot of Nuggets fans have not been happy with Jamal in the last few games, and I understand he's only averaging 14.5 points a game the last 2 games, and he was shooting like 31% from the field. So I understand why people were upset, but Jamal Murray, 23 points in 31 minutes. He had 4 rebounds, had 8 assists. The passing was exceptional. He had 2 steals, had a block. 3 stocks is great from your point guard. He was 8 of 12 from the field for 67%, 5 of 7 from 3. And then on top of that, he was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Also had an 89.3 true shooting today for Jamal Murray. So again, Jamal, he's still having the best start to his career that he's ever had. And it's not perfect. He's not going to always have all of the great plays and the energy every single game, that's going to make him be that all-star caliber player that we all believe that he can be. But what's happening is Jamal is like, he's picking his spots and he's being aggressive, and especially working with the second unit. And if you just look at some of the buckets that he was generating today, I mean, it was all purposeful. And let me see if I can find some of these for you real quick, because there was a stretch in the second quarter, I want to say, I think Jamal in the second quarter had 19 points after not really doing anything. in the first quarter. He had 19 points. And if you just kind of watch what changed from that point, like the passing and the playmaking, I mean, all of it, it was just exquisite. Exquisite. And the two-man game that he's developed, at this point in time is, it's just like, again, it's not just with Jokic now. Like, that's a part of, like, just getting confident. Just getting confident and just being in a space where, you're able to play with, like, everybody that's on the floor with you. You're able to develop chemistry with Aaron Gordon. You're able to develop chemistry with Jonas Valanciunas and now getting to be Cam Johnson. I mean, you just add up all these possessions and it's just changing the roster. And I want to show y'all this. This is from Matt Brooks. Again, shout out. Always coming through with the clips. I want you to see this. So this is the kind of effort that I'm talking about from Jamal Murray, because it's not just the offensive stuff, but the whole team is like this. But Jamal has a large responsibility as the lead guard on this roster. So just look at the defensive intensity. This is the top of the third quarter. It's 68-52. Again, they're playing versus the Warriors. There's no step, but like they're prime off ball, and they run a lot of action, especially at the top of the key. They're trying to dislodge you out of your defensive responsibility and get you off centered. And watch Jamal on these possessions. It's just constant rotation. Watch Aaron Gordon, constant rotation. Jamal recovering over the screen, another rotation. Jamal getting around another screen. Jamal getting around another screen. Jamal getting around another screen. Jamal block. Like, that's crazy, y'all. Like, that's really good. Like, this is why this team is a top 5 defensive team right now. I mean, this is what's making them one of the best teams, if not the best in the league currently. It's just their ability to now be able to engage on both ends. And I think a lot of it has to do with just the amount of energy they can spend on defense right now. Because the offensive stuff is coming so cleanly that it's just changing up the paradigm for, how they're having to play and how much energy they're going to have to, like, continue to distribute on offense and on defense, man. And I just think it's all, like, it's just really important, man. I just think a lot of it is, you want to make sure that your best players are playing well, that the Nuggets are scoring and everything else. But a lot of it is like, are your best players, do they feel comfortable? Do they feel comfortable with the players that are on the floor? Like, are they comfortable with their bodies? Like, do they trust the coaching scheme? Do they trust the situation around them? Do they feel like everybody's bought in? And that's what the Nuggets are. So then you're getting Jonas Valanciunas, who we'll talk about here in a little bit. But again, Jamal Murray playing point guard, and he's able to find the right places to be on the floor. And a nice kick-out pass. You draw 2, take 2, don't take the shot. You find the pass, and then Jonas Valanciunas, he had back-to-back threes basically in the second quarter. And so it's just little stuff, man. Like, that's what is going to make this team great as the season goes on. And again, I'll say it again, I don't know what this means long term, but I know that it's important for right now because this is just a new year. The Nuggets have had a 12-point or more lead in every game they played this year. That is phenomenal. It's phenomenal stuff for the team. So shout out to Jamal Murray, really good game. Aaron Gordon tonight was exceptional, y'all. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. He continues to abuse mismatches. He was 3 of 5 from 3 today, 6 of 12 from the field, +4. Yo, AG is just like, just an incredible player. Like, the fact that he has developed as much as he has to have as many skills and to be as fluid as he is right now is wild. And Aaron Gordon had to play tonight. I'm going to show y'all. It definitely was the most exciting play of the evening. And it just shows you, like, there's just, Aaron's comfortable and he's destroying everything right now, y'all. Look at this. So AG gets to isolation, and then he runs a pick and roll with Jokic. Buddy Hield is playing defense on him. Bink, bink, power dribble, dunk. Come on, AG. But like I said, the team's excited. The team's excited. They like playing together. They're excited for the new season. Look at the bench. Look at the bench mob. Look at the bench respond. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody that's on the team this year wants to be there. Bruce Brown wanted to be back in Denver. These are drafted Zeke, Hunter Tyson, Julian Strother. They were all drafted.
And the poster!
All drafted by this team. And then you get Tim Hardaway Jr. He wants to be here, wants to contend for a championship. Cam Johnson, he wants to contend and win a championship. And they're all contributing in their own way. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is these games, especially early on, are just about finding your identity. And right now the Nuggets are. And it's on both ends of the basketball. And that could be the difference between this team being a good team and being a great team and winning a ring. But just a phenomenal game for Aaron Gordon, as I said. Let's get to the rest of this. Christian Braun today, 12 points. He has 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, y'all. He was a plus 26. It was a game high. Just insane game from him. Then he was 5-11 from the field, just 1 of 4 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Impactful minutes, man. The defense he played on Jimmy Butler was important. On Moses Moody was important. On Buddy Hield was important. They were chasing everything. Again, no Steph tonight. So they just were able to just focus on all those players. Did a great job defensively. And then Cam Johnson was great today, y'all. I'm sorry. Like, he had no points, but his defense was really good. The passing was really good. His hands was really good. Now, this stuff right here, like I told y'all, I don't care about this right now. The thing that he has done before he did anything else in this league was be a shooter. That is going to come along. I'm just not concerned about this because even with that, hey, plus 25. Even with that, hey, Jamal, Christian, Cam Johnson, the Nuggets dominated when they were on the floor today. So for me, it's just going to be a part of the process. He's a veteran too. You know, he's almost 30 if he's not already 30. Yeah, I mean, it'll work itself out. Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench has 7 points, 1 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. I'm telling y'all right now, he is going to help win them a playoff series this year. 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And one of the things I love about Tim Hardaway Jr. is that man knows how to hoop. He is smart. He's diligent about what he's going to do. And he just knows what to do with whoever's on the floor with him. Whether it's Jokic, whether it's Murray, whether it's AG, like his ability to understand space. He ran a 2-man game. He had a 2-man game with Jokic today. He's already developed a 2-man game with Jokic. Love to see it. Bruce Brown, 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Good defensive game as well. Again, this is not even going to be the best that Bruce Brown will see this year. 18 minutes from Bruce. Love it. Jonas Valanciunas was incredible. 16 points, 6 rebounds, and then 1 assist and 3 offensive rebounds. He was 2 of 3 from 3, made his first 2 threes of the year, and he was 6 of 8 from the field. Jonas Valanciunas, man, is a problem. He's huge. He's physical. He's a bruiser. He can rebound his tail off. And when you have to deal with Jonas and Jokic, I'm telling y'all, especially in the series, you got 2 7-footers that are massive human beings and both very skilled around the rim and in the paint. It's just going to be a whole lot to deal with, man. And like I said, they just have to continue to figure out, like, okay, how do we utilize Jonas Valanciunas and Bruce and Tim and everything? And they'll make it from there. Peyton Watson was phenomenal today, y'all. 13, 10 points, 2 steals for Peyton. Defense was exceptional. 1 assist, had a block, had 3 rebounds. He was 1 of 1 from 3. It was a little step back 3. Draymond went under. 3 of 6 from the field today. Again, y'all, the points and stuff, that's like such an additive. He's been so good this year. Cam Spencer tried to drive by him with, like, I think it was at halftime, right before halftime expired. And Peyton Watson got a block with like 4.5 seconds left. And then Bruce ends up getting fouled on the other end, makes the free throws. Like, I mean, really, I don't know I don't know. Peyton Watson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know who's going to be the real 6th man on this team, but I do know this. Peyton is definitely stepping into that role, and he looks really good in it. He looks really good in that role. So shout out to Peyton Watson, man. Like, I just love the way he's played. Julian Strawther then came off the bench. I really appreciate how Julian is handling this. You know, he's obviously in his third year of his career. He's out of the rotation. I think he expected this summer that he would be in the rotation early on. They can't play everybody, but, you know, I think Julian will get more minutes as the year goes on because I think that's their 10. Their 10 is Peyton Watson, Hardaway, Brown, Jonas Valanciunas, and Julian. I think that's their 10-man rotation. But right now is, you know, David Adelman is really developing a 9. And I think when you get the periods in the season, especially when the season gets a little later, Julian will probably start playing a lot more. And then you got garbage time, Jalen Pickett, Spencer Jones, Zeke Naji, Hunter Tyson. And then let me check cleaning the glass so I can give you all the exact numbers for tonight. So cleaning the glass, how good were the Nuggets today? I'm glad you asked. Cleaning the glass, the Nuggets won 127-104. There were just 94 possessions played today. Let me maximize the screen so y'all can see. The Denver Nuggets had a 110.6 defensive rating and a 135.1 offensive rating tonight. They were 22 of 29 at the rim. They were only 16 of 33 from 3, but 16 is a great number, almost 50%. The Nuggets had a 124 half-court offensive rating, and they had a 131 transition rating today, but that half-court rating is just abysmal. Like, that's unbelievable. It's an abnormality, but that's unbelievable. That's just ridiculous. But y'all know what time it is, y'all. Hey, y'all, do me a favor, y'all. There's 841 people watching this. Please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 15,000 subscribers here soon. We're on the way to 15,000 subscribers. Please, please subscribe to the channel. We got more great content coming up. I got to do Locked On NBA tonight. You'll have Matt Moore and Ryan Blackford with Locked On Nuggets tonight as well. Y'all, my folk, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for making this a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. I love the fact that I work in the NBA now. And, you know, y'all have been a big part of that journey, the engine behind my journey. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all know what time it is. See y'all on the other side. We out.